All right. Well, two things I wanted to just say really quick as a postscript to Roberts. Number one, I was literally, what Josh just said, was about to lead with that. The cool thing about a lot of this is when you put time and thought into it, there's more than one right answer. And it's based on your circumstances. So what we have as the right answer, it could be different from Roberts, and yet both are totally congruent and have integrity. The other thing is that if it's possible for someone that has dominated this many areas of the business to be underrated, it's Robert Danbury. To this day as a district manager, I still use things in training that he taught us went back when he was a DM. So it is an honor to follow behind him. For my part, I've got a handout because I talk fast, and if I didn't type it out, there's no way. It's just, Rochelle knows it wasn't happening. Here's the deal. My philosophy on retention is this. My philosophy on retention is that really that is the process of continually recruiting people. Now, maybe that's my bend as a district manager kicking in, but I just think that sometimes it's easy to unintentionally take for granted some of our top people and top performers. You have to understand that, guys, your CSPs are talented and they're highly marketable. They're developing other channels in their life and their business, and I think we can never take for granted the level of attention that we have. Just because someone is selling a lot or making a lot of money or having a great experience doesn't mean that there aren't 10 other companies that would love to offer them a similar option. So it's not always about, them leaving for another job, but I think that we should be focusing on continually recruiting our people. So there's kind of four big keys on here. The first one is growing the opportunity. Team members should see this as a lucrative opportunity where they can develop their skill set, their network, and their CPO. Here's the real version of that. Being a part of the team should put them closer to their individual goals. That's the thing. Okay, that's the rub. And a lot of times it's on us as coordinators and as leaders to actually help paint that picture and connect the dots for them because they don't always see it. You must elevate key events that can be a needle mover to people's annual sales goals. Someone told me before that was a weird note to have in a retention talk to kind of go off on key events. But guys, I can tell you that Josh really brought the key event strategy to us about 3 years ago. And you cannot tell the story of Texoma or TGP over the last 3 or 4 years without us learning how to maximize our key events. By elevating those best events, all of a sudden it became consistent, like it was a signpost. This was a thing. You needed to be a part of this team year-round so you could earn the right to be a part of this, and that inherently retained people. And in the process of doing that, of using these and leveraging these top events that we had access to, it made a powerful carrot so our people would develop their skill set, and then we would get this slingshot effect where all of a sudden this hot sauce festival called Zest Fest. You'll see what they did there? It rhymes. Okay? Zest Fest that we used to do $2,400 on, because our guys are hot coming off the State Fair of Texas now, we've converted that into an event where we do, $10,000 to $15,000 at it consistently. And as a coordinator, I undervalued that event in the past. Okay? And so I have found that, talking about key events and speaking that success over the team, painting a very big and compelling vision on sometimes mid-level shows, it's amazing how your team cracks the code where you don't always figure out the way to do it. And again, there's no better story than our team because they continually crack codes that I don't even know. Okay? I don't even know what lock we're messing with, and they've already got the combination. Teams should see aggressive growth in the number of events, the quality of displays, and the number of booths. It doesn't matter where your program is. People will accept where you are, but they want to see progress. That's the big rub. If I was going to add one more point to this, and I'll kind of fly through the rest of these, I should have put this on here. You should continually elevate standards. That's the other thing, okay? Maybe you say, I don't have a state fair. Well, I'm sorry, guys. We won the geographic lottery, and we do. Okay, that's all I ever say about the State Fair of Texas. We do a lot with it. Maybe you would do more, bully for you. Okay? But we won the geographic lottery. But what I can tell you that we have done very well is we have continually tried to reestablish the baseline for what is normal and what is acceptable. You very slowly turn that temperature up, and all of a sudden that $1,000 shift average at a normal show becomes $1,200. It becomes $1,500. And you make these numbers readily available and accessible to your team so they can measure their progress and they can see if they're falling a little bit below that Mendoza line. The second point on here, empowerment, engagement, inclusion. Give people stakes in the overall program. Stakes doesn't always mean money. Stakes can mean any number of things. But I do think you need to be inclusive. Do they have a role? The role doesn't have to be a manager position, like Robert and Curtis have an assistant. I think that's tremendous. But I guarantee you, just because I know CSPs on their team, they feel like they have a stake in the success of that program. And that doesn't have to come with a title. There's a lot of ways that you can do it. Are their talents being utilized and recognized? Can people see a clear path for how they can advance in the program. Probably the most important thing on that whole little area there. Do they know the path? Be clear and consistent in how you treat people. Include them in the creation of policies that protect everybody's opportunity. Guys, that's what facilitates a stable environment. And I don't care how much money someone is making, if they don't feel stable in their life and their finances, they will not stay. You will train them up to be amazing, and then they will go make money somewhere else. Stability is underrated. Okay, we love Rolexes, we love BMWs, we love trips, and we love giant paychecks. Stability is underrated. I'm a dad, I have a house, I'm a husband. Stability is like Maslow's hierarchy of needs is key. When your team feels that they're operating from a place of stability, they'll continue to grow. Create culture, and really creating culture is about developing relationships. I've got steps on creating culture. I could do an hour on every one of these. But establish your core values. That's your foundation. Policies should and must evolve as your team grows, as you scale, and as you have new strategic focuses. Your core values, unchanging. Ours have not changed since the day we committed them to paper. Give your team an identity. Your team needs to be a team and a business we collectively run, not a thing we do. Okay? If your team sees their participation in your events, space of your division, if they just see that as a program or a channel of their business, you're missing the mark somewhere culturally. I'll just tell you that. You're missing the mark. They need to feel like a team and a business that we collectively run, not just a thing that they do. Give them a common purpose. What are they working towards and why? And then shared experiences. Okay? I love what Rocky Mountain does. I think that's such an area of opportunity for TGP to adopt. There's a lot of things we do well. We do our team meetings at my house because why not? Okay? It's fun. I like time together. But nothing replaces shared experiences. How do you spell relationship? T-I-M-E, okay? And then the last thing on here is have a vision so big people can see their personal visions fitting inside of it. We talked about that yesterday. Some of y'all are like, that's not how you spell relationship. Okay? We talked about this yesterday, about having a vision that's so big and so compelling that it ties people in and they can see how they can buy a house, start another business, they can do all these exciting things. They can be a CrossFit champion, they can build a fantastic life, they can be a mom, they can be a dad, they can be whatever they want to be, and they can be it right here. They already found what they're looking for, they just may not know it yet. Talk to people that way. Talk to them long term. No one is bigger than the program. Operate with consistency, be congruent with your policies, and really focus on recruiting your people consistently. Thank you.